Day. Load is the electrical demand on our system. If you turn a light bulb on, that is putting a load on our system. It's putting a demand for the use of electricity.
The use of power goes up dramatically during the day, particularly today with air conditioning, so that you have very low levels of load at 8 o'clock in the morning. It goes up higher and higher in the morning period, and then about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody's air conditioning is working at its maximum, industry is working hard, and that's the maximum peak load.
To service this energy cycle, a utility needs 3 types of power.
I have this really cool box from Mrs. Z.
Which is 24-hour load, and that's a
We're
plant
gonna put some good stuff in here.
You have intermediate load, which is a plant that will cycle. It'll come on in the morning, and then at night it'll shut down. And then you have peaking.
So we have a
facilities,
burger.
which run
Where's the
really fast,
microwave
2
at?
hours a day. And you need 3
It's
different kinds of
from,
machines.
oh, there's no name on it, but I forget the name of it. So,
Our plant.
we'll figure it out. We'll tell you.
Radiators, they did pretty well. Runs day in and day out, 24 hours a day.
It takes 4
It's a microwave burger, but that's what we got from the thing.
Kentucky each day to support the plant. The coal is pulverized to the consistency of talcum powder before being blown into
And then we
the
have
boilers
lettuce.
and
Oh,
burned
we have
to
we don't want that much onion. We'll take the onion out.
It has a temperature of 1,000 degrees and a pressure
We got
of
a bunch of pickles.
3,500 pounds per square
We
inch.
got lettuce and microwaves, which really sucks because we should have ate it fresh, but whatever. And then we got tomato.
3,600 RPMs.
I think we'll put some mustard.
Once the steam has done its work in the turbine, it enters the condenser, where it flows over 36,000 copper tubes containing water from the nearby Etowah River. The river water absorbs heat, condensing the steam back into water so that it can be reused in the boiler. Hot river water is then cooled in 400-foot-high cooling towers, each tower cooling 300,000 gallons a minute. Not surprisingly, it is no longer possible to find communities who
So that is our,
scale.
I forget the name of the place, but
As a result,
we bought something to eat earlier.
cooking facilities with much smaller footprints, both in terms of
We have a tomato, which we need to put in here.
combustion
Oh,
turbine
shoot.
plants like Plant Dahlberg in northeast Georgia burn natural gas or fuel oil instead of coal in what is essentially a souped-up jet engine. The gas turbine
So we have to give
hot air and steam
thanks and say grace. Uh-oh.
Fuel mixes with air
For this
is burned,
wonderful
and the
meal
standing gases
tonight.
drive the turbine. Once the turbine spins, the process is much
Alright.
the same as in a steam
We
cycle.
would love to thank Mother Earth and the Great Spirit
The
for this
technology for this type of
wonderful
unit with the combustion turbine is very
meal.
similar to what you would see
Right?
on a jet
Amen.
engine. The jet engine takes
Oh,
compressor
and that
from
is
air,
what our
compresses,
burger
burns
looks
it,
like.
and produces the power they use in thrust. This is a much larger machine doing the same thing. It's been equated to a jet engine on steroids.
Plant Dahlberg's 8 units combined produce
And the
about
beef is
600
local.
megawatts of energy, less than the output of a single unit at Plant Bowen. As a result, the turbines are only used to produce supplemental electricity when it is needed.
Amen. Oh, I cannot see.
It's used to provide
Hey, free rider.
energy to get you through the high demand period of the
Oh,
day.
gee, why not? Hold on.
Today, the energy market and societal pressures for
We're watching the modern marvels.
created a demand for smaller plants that are more evenly distributed on the land.
So we bought a burger earlier. Look at this
Changing
one.
the shape of an industry whose motto had always been, bigger is better. Built during the years that followed the Depression, those bigger plants produced more power. But in the 1930s and 40s, rural farms had no way of tapping
And look,
into
we
that.
got some onion.
Remote, expensive
Look how they
electric
scared it.
transmission lines,
Right.
they simply were not on the grid. Investor-owned utilities primarily.
Oh,
did
we're not going to
want
put the whole thing on it. We're
of
saying.
providing electricity to rural customers because you would face the cost of building power
slice.
lines, in some cases 100 miles long, that would only serve maybe 4 or 5
That's really good.
No return on your investment. President Roosevelt and the Congress established the Tennessee Valley Authority in 1933.
So all
and the
fresh.
Rural Electrification Administration in
Really good.
1935. the agency shared the goal of bringing electricity to rural America, where only 10% of farms had power. The TVA ostensibly began as a flood control effort by the Army.
We microwaved it, so we fucked up a little bit, but
Quickly
whatever.
used as a way to find new sources of hydroelectric generation on the rivers of the area. Dams were built, ultimately totaling 42 in the system.
It's still really
The
good.
hydroelectric power project was launched, which grew to a total capacity of 4 million kilowatts by the 1970s. By this time, the mission of the REA and the TVA had been accomplished. 98% of
We'll
all
put
farms
more
in the
onions
United
in there.
States had electric service. Once the TVA had exhausted the hydroelectric possibilities of the river basin, administrators turned their attention to other forms of power.
In later years, the TVA moved away from its hydroelectric base and actually was a pioneer in the scale-up of some of the coal-fired boiler technology that we see today, and became a diehard proponent of nuclear power in the 50s and the 90s.
Without the right start to your day,
Yes, Tapestry, we're back. I don't know what happened. We had a glitch.
Velveeta breakfast biscuits are built to slowly
So we're eating a burger.
provide steady morning energy to help you rise and thrive.
Oh, we have onion, which is cooked so nice. But we're not putting the whole. We're eating the onion and then eating a bite.
That's what Abel was saying when he got it in the back from his own brother with a cane.
Right, yeah. Gee, I should have thought of that.
Good to be home.
Need a little help in the kitchen?
Really good. I like the pickles.
And dinner. And you never know who's stopping by to stir the pot. So get
Really,
ready
we
to
like
get
pickles.
Is it time for your story to be told?
We got tomato.
The rope of a tour.
We're gonna have to use the whole tomato. Alright, let's put some onion on it.
You want me to put this on my face? Or wait, reading.
Can not work?
In 1942, Enrico Fermi created the
Oh, that
first
worked
subsystem
wonderful
nuclear
together.
chain reaction in a lab hidden
Can you
beneath the
believe it?
football field at the University of Chicago. And in doing so, launched the atomic age. In an atom,
So I'm
a sufficient
super drunk.
quantity of
I'm eating now.
plutonium is
I have to
exploded
go sleep.
by a TNT charge, initiating a chain reaction or fission explosion.
Fission is the process in which natural elements that are radioactive in nature, like uranium,
Hey, Sarah.
is bombarded.
It is
with
wonderful.
neutrons, and then by bombarding with neutrons, they split into.
It's
other
from
elements,
some local
split into other elements,
ranch around
they
here.
release energy.
Fortunately, not all nuclear reactions end in devastation. It was the peacetime harnessing of atomic energy that spawned the nuclear power industry.
And they give you a good amount of pickles.
Privately financed and commercial nuclear power plant that was built without government help was the.
And we have more than one
Dresden
tomato
facility
slice,
outside
so we got two
Chicago
tomato
in
slices.
1959. If you think of the Manhattan Project and the atomic bomb and the ending of World War II, that the advancement in that technology over a 10 to 15
Really
year
good.
period was pretty dramatic.
I like it because we always eat the same thing, and
100 nuclear power
this one it
plants are
tastes
operating in the
brand new.
United
It's
States,
different.
supplying 20% of the country's energy needs.
San Onofre is what we call a baseload power plant, which means it tries to operate
We put
24
sweet pickles
hours a
on
day, 365 days a year at full power output, which in the case of each of these reactors is a little over 1,100 megawatts.
Which I love bread and butter
The
pickles.
San Onofre Nuclear Generating Station in
San Onofre, oh, that's the surf thing.
supplies energy for 2.5 million homes and businesses.
San Onofre.
Fuel is uranium. Uranium has
That's the best
natural
surf spot,
ability
right?
to fission, which means that the nucleus of the atom of uranium can literally tear itself apart. When it does that, it releases a tiny amount of heat, but what it also releases are additional neutrons. Inside a pellet of uranium, there would be billions and billions of atoms. So in very short order, we can get a chain reaction going in the uranium. So when you have a billion atoms releasing a little bit of heat, it becomes a large amount of heat.
This heat is
Alright, we're gonna
released
save a
in
bite
the
for Mama
reactor,
Cook.
which is housed
Well,
inside
Kath
a
might eat it, but
containment dome.
whatever.
The walls are 4.5 feet thick concrete and steel.
And then we gotta put some onion on it.
Man-made or natural
Pickles.
disasters, earthquakes.
And the onion is so good,
The
right?
wall withstood a direct impact
Yum
on
yum.
F4
So put on here.
The reactor and its circulating system are filled with water, which submerges the fuel core.
If you were to put a thermometer on the core, the fuel assembly itself, it would be in excess of 600 degrees. As the water circulates by that hot uranium, the water gets hot, it comes out the other side, and it goes into two very large devices called steam generators. The steam drives the mechanical turbine, causes it to rotate at 1,800 revolutions per minute. That in turn turns an electric generator, and electrons are forced through wires, making electricity to do power to run homes and businesses.
The row of turbines and the generator together weigh in at 800 tons, or the equivalent of 800 Volkswagen Beetles. But despite this massive scale, it's still a fundamental process.
Oh, we're live.
As radioactive
Right.
water from the
So we
reactor
munched
flows
out.
through
It
the
was
steam
wonderful.
generators in a closed system, it heats clean water in a second closed system before it returns to the reactor. The clean steam drives the turbine and is then cooled by ocean water before returning to the steam generator, where it will again be turned into steam.
Behind me over here, obviously, is the Pacific Ocean. And about 3,200 feet offshore.
Oh, that
we
was
have
wonderful.
16-foot in diameter pipe
I'm
that
so
goes
happy. That was
And when we turn on
really good. Now I have to cook a burger better. I don't know.
6 million gallons of water per minute.
Pre heavy Jesus.
The pumps are run
Really
by
good.
4,000 horsepower motors.
And the
That's
sandwiches
equivalent
and
to 6
stuff are
NASCAR
so good.
cars running
There.
at full speed. Each pump is capable of draining an Olympic swimming pool in 15 seconds. If for any reason engineers needed to stop a nuclear reaction, they could do so by lowering an array of control rods into the core. The control rods absorb the atom-splitting neutrons that are driving the chain reaction, bringing it to a halt. But the surprising aspect of this plant is that, to a great degree, it runs without stopping.
It can run for 2 years without needing new fuel at full output. San Onofre Unit Number 2 has been operating for about 530 days consecutively. If this was a natural gas plant or an oil plant or a coal plant, we'd constantly be needing to bring in trains or pipelines bringing in this fuel product.
Outside, transformers step 22,000
Engineering
volts of
to little
electricity
apartments.
up to 220,000 volts, essentially pressurizing it for transmission throughout Southern California. Although nuclear power is a relatively new and seemingly successful technology, it has yet to recover from an accident in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
The most significant
Oh, you
event
fuckers are watching.
that, from a safety standpoint,
So
that has
the
ever
burger
happened in
was
the
wonderful.
U.S. nuclear power industry was the
Like
3 Mile
melting
Island
was so
accident in
good.
1979. This was literally a brand new reactor with brand new operators. 4 o'clock in the morning, because of a combination of human error and
Alright, we're gonna
mechanical
close the
design,
door tonight.
they allowed
We usually
the
sleep with the door
reactor
open.
for uranium to be uncovered for several hours. Without any water to keep the uranium cool, the uranium overheated and actually melted.
Evidence suggests that fallout from the
All right.
accident was low.
We're gonna go
But
to
the
sleep,
public
so we
relations
just
sector
wanted a
was
quick
immense.
stream.
No
We're
nuclear
watching
has been built since.
TV.
However, most nuclear power advocates predict that the industry will
Oh
still
no!
come
Let's see what this is.
In
What
my
they
opinion,
did.
there will be a
They said I have
Not a
X.
question, it's a question.
I forget. I should have wrote eczema or something. Eczema or something, right? And then once they got put this stuff on it, like
about 20% of the
so.
electricity in the whole United States. That would probably surprise most people that it's
We're gonna try it.
in that 20%, that avoids in a yearly basis the emission of about 177 million metric tons of greenhouse gases that would be emitted into the atmosphere if that 20% nuclear power was replaced, say, with coal and oil.
I would say that in the next 10 to 20 years, you will see the percentage of nuclear power rising, because that's a good way to address the global warming issue, and you do not have any solid waste other
Let's see,
than
what is it?
radioactive
The drug.
Waste that you have.
It says THC something.
Figure out a way to
THCD dot slash something like. So I know what it is.
Each year has no permanent home and is simply being held at the nuclear plants that produced it. Since this waste will remain radioactive for thousands of years,
Eczema or eczema. I don't know what the fuck it is. We have to Google it.
in my backyard.
Eczema or some shit.
Electrical consumption grows as interest in conservation wanes. How will power plants of the future meet the demand? All natural substances contain radioactive material. In fact, beer contains 13 times as much radioactivity as the cooling water discharged from a nuclear power.
Beer? Oh, we're radioactive. We drink lots of beer.
Your morning could hit a wall.
I got
They'll do the breakfast biscuits, our baked,
That's a fun fact.
and provide steady morning energy to help you.
Who needs some candy, darn it. I have no candy.
not algorithms. Are you with it? There you go.
I'd co-host this sad boy show with you any day.
I will be the sad boy with you, my dude.
So we're gonna go to sleep now. We would love to thank everyone for dipping in and dipping out. But I don't know what time it is. I think it's after 10. It's like what? Place your bet. It's 10:33. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 9:43 p.m.
Oh, it's
Hope you
9:43.
enjoyed your Thursday.
Oh, so it's not even 10 o'clock yet. Right? Oh, thank you, Alexa. Alexa, how was your day? Okay, quiet treatment. Alexa, how was your day? Alexa, wake up.
Good morning. Today is National Noodle Day, so here's something to noodle on. Noodle is slang for the brain, as in, use your noodle. I guess that means zombies are really into carb loading.
Okay, sometimes Alexa come off the wall. Right.
This year, Prime members get holiday deals before anyone else, which means you're kind of a big deal. The Prime Early Access Sale on October 11th and 12th.
So this is the one they play in the basement shack. Oh, let's watch the movie or this.
Although the history of power plants is largely one of growth and technological triumph, the future of electrical generation could not be more uncertain. What is clear is that we have come to a crossroads where environmental concerns, unchecked consumption, and technological limits meet.
The size of a power plant really has capped out at about 1,000
Alright,
megawatts.
well, thank you everyone
And,
for
I was
dipping
thinking
in
about
and
why
dipping out
that's
and
really
stuff.
limited. The boiler in
Well,
the
gang,
facility right now is
I'm
the
too
size
drunk
of
to really read this stuff.
11 stories high. Right now you've got turbine blades that in some cases are 14 feet long. And the tip speed of
Yeah,
14
I'm a little like, I don't want to embarrass myself. So we gotta go sleep now. Alright, so we would love to thank everyone for dipping in and dipping out and stuff. And we'll catch you on the next round. Thank you guys, loving you so much. Alright, have a good night, everyone.
It's really a series of regional grids at this point. I mean, you know,
Oh, how do we turn it off?
move power from Texas
Yes,
to
good night.
California. However, there might only be one really good path to do that. But I feel